Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Alright, so we're going to review the manual testing steps, the quality center. So we did basically the testing process, right? In other words, how we are going to test the project. First you need to gather the project requirements, and then the next step is you are going to prepare test cases, and here we are going to prepare the test plan, then prepare test cases and test data, then run test case and create a defect. Right? This is what actually as part of your manual testing. These are the different activities that will be done. So what are the different activities that we do in order to gather the project requirements? First you need to have a clear understanding about the project requirements, right? So what are the project requirements? So what are the different things that we do here in order to understand the project requirements? What different activities we do? First you have to go through the requirements documents, right? Go through requirements documents, read the requirements documents and try to understand, and then you also attend walkthrough meetings, project kickoff meetings, and then attend walkthrough meetings, then discuss with project stakeholders, right? This is what we do mainly at the requirement stage, right? So you are going to go through. So this is the kind of requirements documents that will be given. And also remember, use case or the requirement both are same. There won't be any confusion. Requirements and the use case both are same. So when we talk about the methodologies like the agile methodology, we usually refer the use case or the user story. Whereas in the previous traditional methodologies like waterfall, spiral or V models, that we usually refer them as requirements. Okay, so the requirements or the use case both are same. So once you get these requirements documents, you are going to read these requirements and then so what this requirement is, what is the use case, how it works, right? And also like you have this project kickoff meeting. So usually like the business analyst is going to prepare the requirements, right? So that is done. So mainly the business analyst is going to gather this requirements document, and then once the requirements document is ready, then the project manager is going to do the project kickoff meeting, right? Along with the developers and testers, the project manager is going to do the project kickoff meeting once the requirements are ready from the business analyst, right? And then after that, after this project kickoff, we also attend walkthrough meetings. Like, what's a walkthrough meeting? So usually the business analyst will go through requirements, and then he will walk through the requirements to have a common understanding of the requirements between the developers and the testers, right? Whoever is working on the project, they have to have a common understanding about the project and the requirements. And then, so if you have any questions on the requirements, so you are going to discuss with the project stakeholders, right? So this is also a kind of important question. If you don't understand the requirements, then what is the escalation process? How are you going to, what is the approach to better understand the project requirements, right? So go and discuss with the team members, and the next step is go and talk to the development team, go and talk to your manager, or go and talk to the business analyst. So usually this kind of approach we follow in order to understand the project requirements. So anyway, the initial step is you need to have a better understanding about the project requirements. So that is the foundation. And then the next step is we are going to prepare the project test plan. So what is the project test plan? What's the project test plan? So it is one of the project documents. Okay. Project test plan is also one of the project documents that contains the scope, test strategy, the scope of the project, and the test strategy, right? And then deliverables, and resources, entry and exit criteria, etc. Right? So these are the things that will be mentioned in the project test plan. So you are going to plan your testing activities, like what are the different things that we are going to do on this project. That will be mentioned in the project test plan. Usually the project manager or the lead is going to prepare the test plan. So here basically what is your role in preparing the test plan? Okay, as a tester, what's your role in preparing the test plan? So usually what happens is, when the project manager calls for this kickoff meeting, right, whenever the requirements is ready, the project manager is going to do the project kickoff meeting, right? So as part of this kickoff meeting, he is going to discuss with the team members, right? He is going to discuss with the developers and testers, and then, hey, this is the project, and these are the project requirements, and then he is going to discuss with them, okay, how we go about this project. So he is going to discuss what are the tools that we need, and then what are the resources you need, what are the systems we need, and also how much time we need to complete this particular project, what are the requirements, how many test cases we are planning. That kind of stuff he is going to discuss in this project kickoff meeting. That means he is going to collect the feedback from the team members, and then based on that he is going to prepare the test plan. So as a tester, the role is, so you should be involved in this project kickoff meeting, and then he is going to give you the inputs, right? So what are the tools, or how much time we need, what are the things that are required before you start testing the project, what is the entry criteria, and then what's the exit criteria, like when we are going to stop testing the project. That kind of discussion happens in this project kickoff meeting. And then once that discussion is done, then the project manager is going to collect all the feedback from the team members, and then he is going to prepare the project test plan, right? Then once the test plan is ready, then we start working on the project. We're going to prepare the test cases and the test data, right? So what is the test case? What's the test case? So let's say step-by-step instructions. Test functionality of application. Say step-by-step instructions to test the functionality of application, right? And then what is the test data? This is basically user input required to test functionality of application. Right? So test case is a step-by-step instructions, and test data is the user input that's needed to test the functionality of application. So you are going to write different test cases and test data for the test case. So how are you going to prepare your test cases and test data? Based on the requirements, right? Whatever the requirement says, you are going to write down the test cases. And then how we are going to run the test case? Based on the implementation, right? So once the application is ready, then you are going to run the test case. Then whenever you run the test case, you are going to compare actual versus expected results, right? You are going to compare actual versus expected results, like what you are expecting and what's actually happening at the application, right? So expected result is, so actual result is what we see on the application, right? And expected result is what the requirement says. So you are going to compare. That means you are going to compare how the application is developed. Is it working as per the requirements or not? Right? You are going to compare the expected results with the actual result, what you see on the application. So if there is any deviation between the actual results and the expected results, then you are going to create a defect, right? Deviation between expected and actual results. That we are going to create as a defect. Okay. So this is the overall the testing process, like what we do as part of the manual testing the project. Right? Requirements, test planning, test cases, test data, execute the test case, and then create the defects. Clear? And then what are the different types of testing we discussed? And the testing phase. What are the different types of testing? Testing. So what is SDLC? Software development life cycle, right? So it is basically a process to implement. So this is nothing but this is FTLC, software test life cycle. Software test life cycle. Right, this part. And this one is software development life cycle. So it is a process to implement development project. So what are the different steps involved in this process? Requirements, design, coding, testing, release, and maintenance. Right? These are the different steps. So, whatever the SDLC that we discussed, that is it's part of SDLC. Okay, software test lifecycle is part of software development lifecycle. So here you come across software test lifecycle in the testing page. So whereas SDLC is a big picture, right? Software development lifecycle is a big picture, and software test lifecycle is a part of it. So here again in the requirement stage, you are going to the business analyst is going to prepare the requirements, right? He is going to prepare the requirements documents. So he is going to discuss with the customer, he is going to have a series of meetings, and then he is going to prepare this kind of requirements documents. So once the requirements document is ready, then the development team is going to prepare the design documents. So what is the design document? What's the design document? Okay. So tell me, what's the design documents? What is requirements? It is a project document that contains project requirements, right? The requirements document. The requirements document, or the SRS or BID, whatever. So usually, like, the requirements document will be prepared by the business analyst, and then usually it will refer as a non-technical document. Okay, especially a non-technical document. So basically, like, it doesn't contain any technical things, right? It's just the plain English. So how the user is going to use the application, that is the requirement. So for example, here what you are saying, the user is trying to log in into the application. User try to log into the application with a valid username and password. If the login successful, the username should display on the home page. So mainly, any requirements document is a non-technical document that contains a plain, simple English, and that mainly focus on how the user or how the customer is going to use the application. That is the requirement, the user experience. Okay? And then once this requirement is ready, then the design document should be prepared by the development team. So what's the design document? It is also a project document that contains what? The design document contains the GUI part, what's the look and feel of the application, and also the code logic. These are the two things that will be defined by the development team as part of the design documents. And also it is a technical document. Right? The design document is a technical document, whereas the requirements document is a non-technical. So when we talk about the design documents, so usually, like, he's going to come up with the GUI part, right? Okay, how the login looks like. So he's going to say that this is the login window, the GUI part, and then it should contain the different text boxes, the username, and then the password, and then there should be a button, and there's a title for this window. All these things he's going to prepare the drawing kind of thing, right? That is part of your GUI. Okay, so it contains the GUI, what's the look and feel of the application. So for example, you talk about the login page. So how the login page looks like, right? So it contains some username, text box, and then password text box, and the OK button. That should be part of your GUI part, graphical user interface, right? The look and feel of the application and also the code logic. He's going to come up with how the login functionality should work. So what's the logic? If the user enters a valid username and password, then the login is successful. Else, it has to give an error message. Right? That is the logic, how the code should work. So those are the things that will be mentioned in the design documents, and basically it contains all the technical things. That's why it's called the technical documents. Okay, those are the things that will be prepared by the development team. So once the design document is ready, then that has to be approved by the business analyst, and then the next step is, again, the developers are going to do the coding part. That means they are going to build the application. Right? So whoever is the developer, let's say the developer who is responsible to develop the application for login, he is going to do the coding part, and then he build the functionality for login. Similarly, the other developer is going to work on the create account functionality, and then he develop the functionality. Right? This way, these are basically called the individual components and applications. Right? So if you look at a banking application, what are the different components? Login, transfer money, and then online bill pay, check balance. These are the different components in the application. So each component will be given to individual developers, and the developers are going to build the functionality for each individual component. So once the components are ready, then what they do? What the developer is going to do? So for example, developer 1 did the coding part for login, right? Yes. So they are going to do the unit testing. So what they do in the unit testing? Basically, they have to check the code, and particularly they have to focus mainly on the logic, how the code logic is working. Like we are talking about the code logic, right? So if it is a login functionality, what's the code logic? If it is a valid username and password, login is successful. Else, it has to give an error message. So that logic is they are going to check when they do the unit testing. Right? Similarly, the developer 2, who develops say check balance, he is going to do the unit testing for that component. Because these are the different units or the components in the application. Right? It is a certain thing, like how you are going to construct the building. Right? The builder is going to house together all the different units, right? Windows, doors, and the stuff. Then he is going to connect all these pieces together in order to build the home, right? Similarly, in case of software applications, each individual developer is going to build the different components or the units, and then once these components are ready, then we need to connect all these pieces together in order to build the whole application. So that is where once they build the individual components, after the unit testing, they are going to store all these component code on the server. Right? So what's the server? It is a centralized machine where the individual developers are going to maintain their component code on this same machine, because it's a shared machine. Again, why we have to maintain all this code on the server? This is where we are going to build the application. The development team is going to build the application by integrating different components. Right? By integrating different components. That means, as I mentioned, developer 1 build the functionality for login. That's the component. Developer 2 check balance component. Developer 3 online bill pay component. Developer 4 transfer money component. So once these components are ready, then we are going to connect all these components together in order to build the application. So that's what the server integration will be done here at this current level. So once this application is ready, then the application will be given to the testing. And this is where the testers comes into the picture, and then we are going to do the testing part. Right? So what are the first test we do? Here on the testing page, what are different types of testing? So assume that application is ready, and then you got the application from the development team. So what is the first thing you do? In the testing page, the smoke test, right? So we're going to do the smoke test. So what's the smoke test? Okay, so what's the smoke test? It's basically you're going to install application, right? Basically you're going to get a setup.exe, so you just double click on setup.exe, and then you're going to install the software, you're going to install application, and then to make sure the installation is good, right? So that is the first thing you have to make sure that what is the smoke test. There are no installation issues, right? Application installed properly. And then once it is done, then you are going to do some random testing. So what's the random testing? So I am going to do, let's say, open application, and then you are going to say login, just to check the basic functionality, right? So the application is installed properly without any problem. That is the first step. And the next step is we are going to do some random testing. Open it, log in, and then see check balance. Just the random testing. So then you should see everything is working fine. Then it goes to the next phase. So mainly what is the objective here? Check the stability of application. Mainly to check the stability of application. How stable is the application? Is the application is ready to do the further testing? So that will be done as part of your smoke test. Then what's the next one? Once the application passes through the smoke test, then what's the next step? Integration. So what's integration testing? So basically workflow testing, right? We are going to test the different workflows. So we're talking about the banking application, right? So what's the workflow? What is the different workflows? So open app, then login.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.